welcome back to all our children of the night. This is Boys and Ghouls, and here with me is Mike, my co-host.
Hi, guys.
And
Hey,
me, Sarah Stephenson, so to talk a bit more about our latest podcast review.
Now, speaking about Children of the Night, we're getting close to Halloween in a couple of weeks' time, aren't we?
Ooh.
Or a couple of months? No, next month, is it?
Just 2 months away.
Well, yeah, when this podcast actually gets released.
Yes.
Yeah,
That will be 1 month away.
Yeah,
So that's something to look forward to.
All you ghosties and goblins out there.
So today we are doing a continuation where we left off from the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, which we're doing part 2.
Season 2, part 2. Actually, it's really funny. It's got season 1, part 1, and season 1, part 2, and they got season 2, part 1, and season 2, part 2. But it's technically 4 seasons.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did not know why they had doing it this way.
Beats the hell out of me, technically.
I'll beat you if you like. Yeah.
Yeah, so like in the past, we're not going to tell you guys the names of our actors.
Yeah,
and
we've
the names
already
of
done that on the previous podcast. So we're just going to get into telling the
So there's
story
no
and what
point.
the review's like and everything else and that sort of stuff. Yeah.
There's no point in actually doing it again for your viewing unless you haven't watched the first one, obviously.
You have to go back and listen to the first one, won't you? The first podcast a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
When was it? When did we do Sabrina? Last week?
Yeah, a few last week.
Whatever.
We were going.
It was recent.
Yeah, we just finished watching season part 2, obviously, and we were going to review it last night, but Mike here he had to go out for the evening, and we could not record anything. So
I'm back.
Yes. So
back.
So we'll get into the story
next.
So we'll get into the story side. So
wait a minute. Anything else we'll talk about first? No, that's it?
Nope.
Okay. Get in it. This might be a faster one than normal because we're not going for all the other rubbish. Yeah?
Yes. In this one, it takes place just after the Christmas episode, where Sabrina has definitely dedicated herself to her Black Art Academy studies instead of attending usual, college life with her mortal friends. Now they know that she's out of the witch's closet, or the broom closet.
The witch's closet, very nice, Ed.
And so she's dedicated herself to her witch's studies. Of course, along the lines, she starts. She again, as I said, her friends and her are distancing each other from in this season, obviously, and she still isn't best friends with the evil Twisted Sisters.
The Weird Sisters.
Weird Sisters.
That's what they're called, the Weird Sisters.
She's getting close to
Good
Nick,
name.
who is developing feelings for her and stuff like that. We don't know why, but we soon learn why eventually. Anyway, soon enough. Also, Zelda is getting radically close to Blackwood, who's now a single father, and
his wife passed away during childbirth, and Zelda is what's the word? Looking for a position. Yeah, a position of power.
Yes.
It's not about love, it's about power.
Yeah, even Sabrina questions it for a little bit of while. Also, we get introduced to a new character that's not really important. It just plays a bit of a co-character in this one. Madam Satan, mortal boyfriend comes, husband fiance comes calling. Adam.
Yeah, no. What the name she's been using? It was a school teacher who got taken over by. We didn't know who it was initially, but it's actually the spirit of Lilith, Adam's first wife.
Well, yeah.
And guess what the boyfriend's name is?
Adam.
It's not Fred, it's Adam. Yeah.
Yeah. They even did a school play at the Witch Academy where they tried to do the reenactment of Lilith and how Satan first met in the wilderness.
Yeah.
And as you guys know,
Very nice.
if you have read mythology or a bit about the mythology, obviously.
Well, she couldn't. Not mythology.
Well, no one knows if Adam really
I
did
don't-
have a first or second
Yeah, I suppose
wife.
it's mythology to a certain degree because it's not written in the Bible. It's just inside stories and other
Yeah.
things, so we don't know.
'Cause-
So.
well,
Whatever. Let's just say it's mythology
Yeah,
here.
because in our Bible, not getting religious on you, but
it was never mentioned.
It was
here.
never mentioned that Adam had a second or third or fourth wife.
And we won't get an
And
Adam
God
and
is
Eve. We
never
won't
in
even
fact-
get into the Adam and Eve, the Cain and Abel conundrum.
So, anyway, Lilith is wandering in the wilderness, and she meets the Dark Lord. Yeah, I'm going to call him
He
Dark Lord.
wasn't feeling very well.
And they have a warm, passionate session. And
they?
soon
What?
enough, one time later on, he slowly transforms into his goat-like form.
Yeah, he changed and he morphed into the one we know and love.
Oh, yes.
The horned creature.
Yes, and soon enough, in one of the episodes, some witch hunters, which turn out to be angels in disguise.
Supposedly. They said they were.
They said
so.
they're angels from disguise but turn out they go out of their way to kill witches, including Sabrina and her aunts, and the witches at the academy. And they abducted all the witches at the academy, and I should mention, even her cousin, what's his Ambrosia. He was also accused of killing their witch pope.
Yeah.
And he
It
was
a setup.
Yeah, and he was in house arrest at the academy. And after Zelda comes back from her honeymoon, she turns into this waspy type witch.
What's the word? The Stepford, a bit like the Stepford Wives.
Yeah, waspy, right?
Yeah.
Where
weird, yeah.
where she's like very caters to her husband's needs.
Yes, Dick. And she's very awesome, very doting, and almost like slave labour and everything else.
Yeah.
And
Once Helda and Zelda
wrong,
works it out, they kind of realize it was in the magic music box that was controlling her thoughts. And instead of confronting him and saying let's divorce, blah blah, she decides to continue the act to be a bit of a mole within the system, if you will.
Yeah.
Anyway, so back to the evil. Well, not evil actually. The angels. They abduct all the students of the academy and take them over to their chapel, their witch chapel. I should say, where they tell them to either accept Jesus and God or die.
And then the idea was they're going to repent or die, or repent and die. I don't think there's too many options.
Yeah. They think that if they repent and agree, then
they die, they'll get to heaven straight
they
away.
go to heaven straight away.
Okay.
Even the ghost children, who I should have mentioned in the first podcast.
Yeah, they had some ghost kids running around.
Yeah, they would turn out to be ones that got badly abused by the school students, and they became, because of their treatment, they died on the campus, and they stayed there. And they sort of were guardians of the school, or at least watch over the school in some way.
Now get back into these angels of
Yes.
whatever they are.
Yeah. Anyway,
they actually killed Sabrina, didn't they?
yeah, they tried to. They hammer in. Well, not really. They actually shot her several times with the arrows.
Yeah.
And placed a crown.
Like a crown of thorns type thing.
Yeah, it makes me think of that cross with. Oh, not really cross actually. I don't know which saint that got pierced with arrows. I can't
remember. It doesn't.
It matters not.
Move on with it.
Anyway, so she dies in the church,
and they think,
that she's out of the way. But suddenly she arises and
she's resurrected straight away.
And she then starts telling them, "You guys should repent." And soon enough, she has them on their knees begging
and
for.
she got all this unusual power she didn't have before.
She heals both witch and warlock who were injured.
But one was dead.
Yeah, both were. Both of them got their throats cut.
Both are dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you brought them back to life. Ooh.
Yeah, and of course, I should mention that her friends Harvey and I think what was her name? The girl who was able to see things.
Roz. Yeah.
Who she actually worked out that there were going to be some evil witch hunters going to kill her. Obviously, they were beginning to wonder whether or not to trust her, because they still think that
she
Sabrina
might be
evil.
Poor little Sabrina.
But eventually Harvey comes in because he knows he's mortal, so he can actually walk into their...
Yeah, exactly right, yeah.
But of course, if these guys were really angels, they could really do something bad to his psyche. If you're not welcome into God's presence, if you're not chosen by who, you will probably will probably get blinded by the angels, light or something.
Whatever.
Or something like that. Anyway, both witch hunters, angels, I don't know whether
Well, let's just call them angels.
Yeah. They both dissolve into flames. And then Sabrina passes out, and she soon wakes up and realizes that she's become much more than just your average witch.
So you got power. Doesn't need to do spells.
Yeah,
Just
no
spells,
spells,
things happen.
no herbs, no cauldron magic potions. It's practically just her, seeing it and making it manufacture.
Magic by thought, pretty much.
Magic by thought. And she does this magic by thought by getting Rosalind to get her vision back, because she was going to go blind, and
She was blind.
yeah, she was getting... In one episode, we see that she goes blind, and her father is considering, using the money from the church to pay for her surgery.
Yeah. Donated, yeah.
Yeah, but she has a change of heart and stuff like that. Even her dad was considering sending her to one of those blind schools. The ones where you go to and you have to learn everything, by learning, reading Braille and other stuff, obviously. And soon we didn't have to worry about that now, because Sabrina gives back her vision. And of course, she's considering that she might use her newfound powers to try to get witches and mortals to become, one, or become, accept one another. So she organizes this party, this rave. Meanwhile, while this is happening, Harvey decides to go with Theo, who's now called...
Oh, so Susie is taken...
Yeah.
she was a... What do you call
She was called Susan for a bit.
Non-gender specific. What do you even call it? She's a girl a boy in a girl's body sort of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's one of those.
And change the name from Susie to Theo.
Yeah, I should have mentioned this earlier, because I wasn't paying attention to their names. Anyway, they go down to the mine to find out about these demons that Harvey saw when he was a child.
And they found something spooky.
They found something in Tunnel System 13, I think it was. And they
What a great
and
number.
it was sealed up for gosh knows how long. And according to one of Theo's according to a journal that Harvey's grandfather wrote, it said something about seeing or hearing about a woman's voice inside the tunnel systems.
Yeah, and some people had seen it and died or whatever.
Yeah,
anyway,
or something.
Carry on.
Anyway, so Harvey and Theo, they go down there and they find this painting. Before
mosaic,
they
right?
actually meet this witch and this evil demon
Really
watching
weird.
it, and luckily enough they kill it, and eventually they find this portrait of Sabrina, and soon enough Harvey goes back to the Spellman's house and tells Sabrina that you ought to stop before you go too far with your newfound powers. So he takes her to the mine, and all four of them see the portrait that predicts.
It looks just like Sabrina, like in a mosaic form, but still, yeah.
Yeah, and of course, she starts wondering about what's going on. It turns out that she's one of the women that will bring down the apocalypse, I think. Yeah, who will kind of... So it's very technical.
Pretty much heralding the end of days.
Yeah.
How's that?
See, Sabrina was... We also find out that Sabrina's doing the same things as
yeah, it's supposed to be... the prophecy says you have to do this, that, the other, blah, blah. And...
She's been doing the exact same thing.
She's been doing it's been manipulated into healing people and doing something
exorcisms
else.
And stuff.
Exorcisms, all these different things. And there's one thing left to do.
Yes, resurrection.
No.
Oh, yeah,
suicide.
Not suicide. Oh, I should mention, this all comes is similar to the whole Jesus story a little bit.
A corruption of it.
A corruption version of it.
But now, the suicide was the only thing that hadn't happened. But what happened is...
she decides to separate her powers by using a mandrake.
A mandrake root. And what actually happened is, doing the spell created another version
of Sabrina.
Mm-hmm. Ah, I see where it's going now, folks.
Yeah, this mandrake takes on a child. Well,
a childlike, an evil childlike version of Sabrina.
Yeah,
it starts manipulating her friends.
Yeah, it starts trying to be friendly to them, and of course, and she kidnaps them and gets them to nearly transfers their appearance over to these pods, mandrake pods.
You like the movie The Body Snatchers?
Body Snatchers, yes.
Yeah, they had those pods and everything else. Well, same sort of idea.
Yeah, and when I think it was Thea who woke up first, she swishes to all three of the pods.
Yes, he killed her one and then he killed the other one. So, and her friends woke up and everything, and all happy and smiley.
Yeah, of course. When the mandrake Sabrina sees them, she starts pointing and screaming, just like similar to the Body of the Snatchers that Donald Sutherland did.
Yeah, right at the end of it, he's pointing, going, ooh, yeah.
That's where I kind of get that feeling.
Creepy.
Anyway,
I think someone stole the idea, but anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, Sabrina confronts it, and they decide to have a duel, and eventually with guns and stuff. But Sabrina cheats and shoots it first.
The problem is, killing the mandrake was technically killing herself, which is tantamount to suicide. Hey?
Yeah, sort of. This sort of brings the devil in his old form to the real world, and which he does, and he eventually goes to Blackwood and tells him he just tells him that how much of an asshole he was.
Yeah, he's serving himself instead of me, that sort of thing. He's just like politicians are,
Anyway, he plans on making Sabrina his queen.
Yeah, bugger.
Yeah.
Blackwood did not like that one. One little bit.
Yeah. Leafa is not so thrilled about this, it turns out. She's told by by Satan that she's going to be the one who's going to be leading the charge of demons.
And the funny part is that Satan told her that I'm your father, I created you.
Ooh.
And you're also going to be my queen.
Ugh.
So I think there's going to be a coming together.
Depopulating,
and you go, well, it's a bit rude, isn't it?
Yes,
And so you're getting totally confused now.
Yeah, well, it's not so confusing. According to Helda, Helda said in a scene where her brother and her mother, they were trying to have a child and not succeeding so they asked Satan for his blessing. Instead of giving his blessing, he ended up being the one to send his seed to her.
He says, he's telling Sabrina that he is her father. Now, they keep saying that you don't believe me, always lie. So he could be lying. We do not know at this point in time.
Anyway, Blackwood is not having it. Like, he does not want to worship some Bellman to become, because of she's going to be...
Yeah, he hated... Actually, Blackwood used to go to the college years and years ago, and knew her father, and I don't think you liked her father all that much.
Yes. And while throughout the TV series, there's suspicions that Blackwood may have had a hand in murdering
their death,
murdering Mummy and Daddy. But of course, it's still not explored very much. We don't get any.
Well, it may later on in. Part 3.
Maybe. Anyway, so when the big day comes, when Sabrina is told to agree to this whole arrangement with the devil, in order to do that, you have to blow the horn to release all the demons and stuff like that. And of course, she gets her friends to go down to the mine
and seal the door.
And of course, luckily enough, Rose was able to, using her mind, her touch ability, was able to work out how to keep the demons at bay
And
inside
Harvey
there.
was an artist, and he had his little art book there, and he started drawing all these, what do you call them, sigils and different things.
Yeah.
And he put them all around the door and everything.
Yeah.
Because he somehow or other, didn't Roz touch him on the head?
Yeah, she kind of transfers all her thoughts.
Yeah, what she received from the when she put her hands on the door to hell, the gateway to hell, and she got all these sigils and stuff, and he started drawing these sigils really good, and then ripped them out, put them on the ground all around the door and everything.
Yeah.
And guess what? They couldn't come out, could they? Ah.
Okay, anyway, Sabrina eventually tries, through Madame Satan, comes up with a plan to stop the devil from proceeding with his plan. They then take these daggers, including some iron
Yeah, iron's
sticks.
supposed to be really good for supernatural
Stakes.
things like killing vampires and other things. See, iron, not steel, iron, because it's more more raw material.
Yeah, anyway, they tried to ambush Satan in the scene when Sabrina is finally saying, I consent to this union, blah, blah, blah. But it doesn't work so well, and he turns the tables on both the ants, who had some daggers that would most likely would have killed him, or at least not kill him anyway. But his vulnerable spots are where his devil wings used to be.
Yeah,
his angel wings.
Yeah, well, whatever, no things. They never actually healed properly when he took them off, or when they ripped off, whatever. He had scar tissue that wasn't properly healed and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, he then has both Zelda and Helder in the most baddest position.
Had them frozen in a spot, and it had these knives
Positioned near their throats.
right next to their throats, ready to go into their throats and send them on their way.
Yes. Anyway, Sabrina, not wanting to see her aunts die or anything, she walks up to the altar, picks up the horn, and blows into it. And, yes, exactly.
Whatever.
Anyway.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, Madame Satan goes down to where both Harvey and
the girls.
Theo and the girls are, and she admires their way of doing the sickle thingy. Of course,
Siggles.
Siggles thingers.
Sigil.
Okay, and of course, we also work out from Sabrina that the only other way they could possibly get rid of this, Satan, or banish him, is using the special device that Sabrina's father developed.
Oh, yeah. That's out in the first season where he had this little thing that Daddy made, and it was Blackwood used it as a test to see how clever she was, and then she ends up opening it anyway.
Yes.
And let something. Did she leave that?
Yeah, she let an evil dream witch.
That's right, yeah.
Anyway, so
they use it to secure the Dark Lord.
Yeah, they try to trap him in it, but it was like trapping. Well, it's not really easy.
Well, it's like trying to put an ocean into a paper cup. Ain't gonna happen.
Yeah. Anyway, soon enough, Nick or Sabrina suggest that they seal the devil in someone else's body. And Nick volunteers, or he suggests because he felt like he guilty about how he was a pawn to the whole scheme of the devil's scheme.
So he thought he'd do it, and he'd take Satan into his body and contain his spirit.
Meanwhile, Madame Satan, she accepts the crown from Sabrina and becomes the Queen of Hell, and she takes Nick's body down to the pits of hell, and it's sealed up, obviously. Sabrina is sad because she's starting to develop feelings for Nick.
Nick was a nice guy, yeah.
Yeah, anyway, the rest of the group disperse.
And what's for the Queen of Hell, like, before she left, gave Sabrina all her powers back.
Yeah, she gave back the powers that she was as a witch, except for those healing ability things. Probably just a witch powers.
They were the devil ones,
Yeah, so she also gives her back her teacher, who she took over her body for a bit.
Yeah, so we don't know whether she took over the body or just the other one was in a state of limbo or something or other, and she just said, she woke up and said, I was at home watching something on TV, and that's the last thing I remember or something, right?
Yeah, well, she said that she went to the cinema where she saw Night of the Living Dead,
that's right,
and that's where she ran into Sabrina and her friends in the first episode. And then she goes back to her apartment where she was helping this girl out, and the girl turned out to be, Madame Satan in disguise, obviously.
Yeah.
And anyway, so now that the Queen of Hell is now the Queen of Hell, Zelda wonders now if whether or not their community is now worshipping her now, which is a big question.
Well, he said, they're going to put the coven back together again.
Yes.
But who are they going to worship? They're not devils, so they're going to worship the Queen of Hell instead of the Dark Lord.
Yeah. Oh, before I forget, Blackwood, when he was trying to flee, he poisoned his congregation.
Yeah, all his followers, his little congregation, he poisoned them all. But actually, didn't Zelda and Helga and some other people get together and try to save them?
Yeah, Helga and Zelda and Prudence and
That's right,
and Ambrose.
Yeah, Prudence.
They all take them back to Zelda's house, and they slowly cured the community.
Yeah, Prudence is one of Blackwood's daughters. His head daughter, and she thought she was going to be special, and he was just treating her like crap. So she said, "Well, Dad, you're a pain in the bum." So I think she's not going to be his favourite little girl anymore.
Yeah, and he also takes back his daughter that went missing, that Zelda took away because in the first season.
He had twins. He had a boy and a girl, and he was going to kill the girl. We didn't need her. And so, but he wanted both of them.
Yes.
Okay.
Anyway, he takes the children, and his location remains unknown. And Ambrose and Prudence, they want to exact their revenge on
Daddy Dearest.
Yeah, she also cuts his head off where the statue that used to have Lucifer, but then was replaced by him.
Yeah, Blackwood's statue like that. Illusions of grandeur, if you will.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And of course, Sabrina, when she's meeting her friends, she makes a plan with her friends to arrange to go into hell to save Nick.
Yeah, so she's going to go for a little... Well, she's already been to limbo. Hell's next step, I suppose.
I guess so.
Yeah.
And the rest of the group, they say, we're in. Meaning they kind of reconciled because throughout the series they were distant, and even Helga brought it up a couple of times that they should at least meet halfway. And
she did give Roz her eyesight back.
Yes.
And she did help Susie become really, really good at sports and everything because she wanted to...
Yeah, she wanted to be the first female basketball player.
Oh, yeah, but first female basketball player on the men's team, the boys' team,
Yeah.
And she was.
Yeah, they turned out, in the end, eventually, she managed to got accepted by the men.
And the boys like her.
Yeah, even though she decides to take on a boy more and more in this one.
Yes.
She even trimmed her hair in a number 2 or number 1 cut, I think. I'm not sure if it's number 1 or number 2 cut.
It might be number 2 or 3. I don't think it's number 1 cut.
Yeah. Anyway, her hair's very short, down to the roots. Anyway, so that's
5 o'clock shadow on her head.
Part 2. And sorry, I'm rushing ahead. There were so many not so dead bits, but so much as stuff you don't want to know about.
We don't tell you everything. We need something to be a surprise.
Yes,
and don't we?
I do hope we get to see part 3. I mean,
we're going to be seeing part 3 next week probably. So we'll start working on that one.
Yeah.
Now,
and hopefully 4, obviously.
Now,
too.
I'm not going to go through too much, but reception, general consensus as far as I can see is that it's above average. It's about 6 or 7 out of 10. So we like it. Look, the season 1 was good. I think season 2 is better. It's getting a bit more meat on it because it's getting darker and more things are going on. And I think season 3 and season 4 are actually, or is it part 1 and part 2? Whatever, I get confused now. 3 and 4 are going to be, I think, taking it to the next level as well. So there's going to be a bit more action involved and a bit more story development and whatever.
Yeah, and she might interact more and more with her mortal friends more. Because, to be honest, I thought in part 2, I thought it was kind of sad that she was distancing herself away from her human friends. When I think even they were somehow starting to develop something. Like, I still don't know if Thea's developing ghosts, starting seeing ghosts.
If Thea was seeing a great grandmother, great grandmother or great auntie or something or other. Who was,
we
about 100 years ago. Yeah.
It seems like she continues having conversations with her, which begs the question whether or not
But
she's
giving
really
her good advice and stuff. So you start to think, she could be seeing dead people, just like in The Fifth Element. Yeah.
Maybe in the third part we'll find out if there's going to be a chance that she might have the ability to see ghosts. We don't know. I mean, if Rosalind is starting to develop, the ability to touch something and see its future or its past.
Well, she gets the cutting a bit, but then she's got her eyesight back. She hasn't lost it.
Yeah. Somehow the witch curse has not passed to her. Well,
no, the curse did, but it's been cured of the blindness, but she's still got the cunning. Yeah, so it's really, really good.
I do wonder if she ever did got married and have children of her own, will they then inherit the cunning, or will they also inherit blindness too?
Don't know. Yeah. Anyway, what I was going to say is, I can't think of anything else we can talk because we spoke about everything else before.
Well, we could rate it if you want.
Actually, I was going to say, which obviously we don't just go on a waffle and say what we talked about before because people will say boring. Yeah. So now I don't know what I rated the season 1 at. I can't remember whether it's 9, 9.5, or 10 or whatever. I'm going to give this 9, 9.5 each because I think it's developing really, really good.
I think so too.
And I think the actors are really good. The
Even
film
the cat.
is good.
Yeah.
The story's good. So everything's happening really good. It's sort of like, hey, what's happening next?
Yes.
It's not boring.
Yeah. Not dull moment.
I think they've got enough to pad out the storyline. It's a continuing storyline, obviously. But they'll see how it sort of goes in season 3 and 4, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, so far, it's no dead bits.
No.
It's developing nice. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they're doing quite well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to give it, say, 9, 9.5 each. What are you going to do?
I'm going to give it 9 out of 10 too myself.
Okay.
I mean, I think it was 9. I think we gave it 9 last time.
I think so. I don't think I gave it 10, but it's heading up there. Yeah, it's really good.
I mean, if it's over 10 or close to 10, obviously it would mean that it's done something that's it's pushed the right buttons. In other words.
Anyway, what I was going to say. I can't think.
I can't think of anything negative about it.
Yeah, it's just that there's something good about it. It's not an action sort of thing like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but it's not like Sabrina the Teenage Witch. It's sort of in the middle there somewhere. It's getting darker. And
we did find out from that Helder's boyfriend, who's the bookshop owner, who dresses like a vampire.
But he's actually a werewolf.
Turns out he's not a werewolf. He's succubus. He's harboring a succubus.
Yeah, succubus. Yeah.
Meaning he's trapped with a demon inside himself.
Yeah, and if he gets his passion gets riled up, he turns into the succubus. Yeah.
Yes.
But so he got a little control thing.
She got a bit of a silver bracelet to keep
a talisman
him
or
in
something
check.
rather. Yeah, help him. So they have because he wants a relationship with him, but every time his emotions get up, he turns into the succubus.
Yeah.
But so she got that under control, so she can have a bit of
who knows, considering that they do seem to have a little bit of nice times together.
Yeah,
anyway, so
we got that. We did say before where you can get it, but I'll just redo it again. eBay, all the seasons are for sale. Amazon, it's for rent. I believe you can buy it. I don't know how Amazon Prime works. I don't use it, but it says rent buy. But I think you're actually buying the rental. I don't know if it's actually buy, but some of you people out there might know. I don't use it.
Right,
but it's rentable at least on Amazon, but you can buy it on eBay.
Yes.
How's that?
So that's the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, and I'm sorry it's going to be a very short one from us.
No, it's over 30 minutes. We're going pretty good considering.
Oh, yes.
He's usually dragging on to over an hour. But,
yes.
Yeah.
So I don't know what we're going to review next, and hopefully we'll probably...
SpongeBob SquarePants. We haven't done that.
No.
Tinkerbell.
No.
Okay.
But hopefully next week we'll actually continue watching part 3, obviously.
Yeah.
If we might schedule a time to review the new Beetlejuice movie when it comes out.
Yeah, hoping that comes out soon. When's it coming out? When
Well,
advanced booking we go? It's
we're going
viewing.
to on the 6th of September. So by the time this one
Yeah,
comes out,
so-
it's already passed.
So at the moment we're about a week before.
Yes.
So we're just going to see it next week, but you won't hear it.
Not the week before, the week after.
I just said it's next week when we'll be seeing it, but we won't be able to review it for a couple of weeks because we're a couple of weeks ahead on our podcast now.
Right.
So you might hear about it in about 2 or 3 weeks' time or something.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it's been on my books since for a while. Okay, and
Yeah.
especially when I heard Jenna Ortega is taking part in this one.
And Michael Keaton's in it too.
Well, Michael Keaton's a key part to it, and
Well,
same with the girl who plays Lydia Dietz and Mrs. Dietz, obviously. Although I do think it's weird that they continue being called Dietz, considering that she take on, if she had a husband, wouldn't she have to take on her husband's name?
Is she married?
Yes.
Well, there you go then.
Unless they're divorced, that's a different matter.
There you go. Well, she was married. We'll lose a few minutes.
Yeah, that was a short.
That was very
That
short.
was the shortest wedding in history.
Yeah, well, he went
But
hell.
who knows what's going to happen in this one? I'm looking forward to seeing it. Anyway, so that's the second part to the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
If you like Sabrina the Teenage Witch, that's light-hearted, friendly sitcom. There's nothing like it. So
No,
if
don't
you like something a bit darker, heading towards the Buffy realm, with not quite so much action in it, but good stuff, it is worth a look.
Yeah, so
I
guys,
like it.
no.
I mean, I'm 70 years old. I'm watching this stuff, and I'm getting my jollies with it. It's pretty good.
So if you're looking for comedy, this is not the Sabrina for you.
No, this is more serious. It's a bit
This
darker.
is more serious, and it has much more darker intentions in the storylines. Like it does have, and of course, there's a little bit of religious elements and
obviously from both sides.
from different sides of the coin, not just Christian or Catholic.
Different covens and stuff, and
different other religions.
other things.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So I guess they're trying to build a story around
Well, it's
different.
supposed to be spiritual. Well, not spiritual. It's supernatural stuff, and obviously religion. Oh, look, it's not like when you did The Exorcist. Obviously, you had demonology, then you had the Catholic Church battling the demon. So that sort of stuff. So it has to be in there as part of the story. Yeah.
But of course, like any religious group, you need to have a set of rules to abide by. Anyway, so that's it from me, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. So I hope you guys let us know in the comments what you guys think of this TV series, this part 2, and let us know if there's any other TV series or movies that you wish us to cover on this channel, obviously.
It would be nice.
It would be nice, guys.
We can keep going and going and going with new stuff and old stuff and really old stuff and whatever. But there might be some you want us to review. So it'd be really good. Yeah.
So that's it from us, guys. So this is Sarah Stephenson.
And Michael.
Saying see you guys around on Boys and Ghouls Film Review. Bye for now and have a good week.
Bye, guys.